Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for coming. We never know when we invite members of the press, members of the community here. We never know exactly what sort of turnout we might get. But I'm very, very pleased that all of you are able to be here with us today. We have some exciting news to share with you. This is an exciting day for Clinton Community College as we mark an important milestone in what is New York State's first and only associate's degree program in wind energy and turbine technology. My colleagues from Clinton always smile when I say that, and I love to say that we're the first and only associate's degree program in New York State in wind energy and turbine technology. For 2 years, Clinton Community College has been leading the way in wind energy and turbine technology education and training. We're not only the first college in New York State to have such a program, but we're the first college in the Northeast United States. This summer, we had another first. We became the first and only community college to offer a 1-year certificate in wind energy service technician. And today, we're gathered together to take another giant leap forward with the announcement of our procurement of a wind turbine training simulator that is the first of its kind anywhere. Not the first of its kind in New York State, not the first of its kind at a community college, but the announcement that we're making today is the simulator that we have and are using with our students now is literally the first one anywhere. Before we get to that formal announcement and a little bit of demonstration of that impressive piece of equipment, though, I would like to take the opportunity to recognize some of the distinguished guests that we have here in our audience, and later we'll hear from several of them. But first, if you would, let me just take the opportunity to ask you, as I call your name, stand and be recognized in place, and then we'll get to the formal program in just a few minutes. I neglected to introduce myself. My name is John Jablonski. I'm the president of Clinton Community College, and very, very proud and happy to be here helping to make this announcement today. Also in the audience today, it's my pleasure and honor to introduce Congressman Bill Owens, representing the 23rd Congressional District. Congressman. Also with us, Senator Betty Little, representing the 45th Senatorial District in New York State. Janet Dupree, representing New York's 114th Assembly District. I'm not sure if he's here, but he's on the list. Clifford Donaldson, representing the New York State Department of Commissioner of Labor. Is Cliff in the audience yet? He may not have arrived yet. Johanna Duncan Poitier, who is the SUNY Vice Chancellor for Community College. Before she became the Vice Chancellor for Community Colleges, Johanna worked with the New York State Education Department. We had a lot of support for our programs from Lene Lopresti and also from SUNY in the person of Fred Hildebrand. So Johanna, I hope you will carry our thanks back to them as well. I'm not sure if they're here, but whether they are here or not, I would like to acknowledge the ongoing support that we get from the legislators in the county of Clinton. I'm not sure if any of them have arrived yet, but if so, please stand and be recognized. Very well then. The town of Plattsburgh is led by Supervisor Bernie Bassett, and Bernie is here. Bernie, please stand and be recognized. Of course, all of this is possible through the support of our Clinton Community College Board of Trustees. Please offer them a round of applause. One of the big proponents in our area of wind energy production is the president of our local development corporation and the executive director of our IDA, Adori Flynn Kurtz. Jody Parks is the executive vice president of the Plattsburgh North Country Chamber of Commerce. The Workforce Development Institute, WDI, helped Clinton Community College get our wind energy and turbine technology program started by providing us with a grant writer, which resulted in NYSERDA funding. You'll hear more about that as we talk about the trainer later. And I'd like to acknowledge Greg Hart from the Workforce Development Institute. A number of our wind faculty, wind energy and turbine technology faculty are here. Please stand as a group and we recognize Scott Buffett, Mark Buckley, Janice Padula, and Tom Hanston. Technically, Janice is with our science division, but was so instrumental in being the architect of the program that I can't help but think of her as wind faculty. Now, I understand there are also some students from our wind program here. Would you please stand if you're a student in our wind energy and turbine technology program? And one of the things that we're very, very proud of here at Clinton is that our program was developed and is run in consultation with experts from the industry. And again, as a group, I would like the following people to stand and then at the end be recognized with your applause. These are members of Clinton Community College's Wind Advisory Committee. They were instrumental in the development and support of our program, and as I said, they guide our curriculum and our program as it develops even today. Again, a list of people here, so if you would hold your applause and we'll recognize them at once. Ann Whaling from Acciona Energy Development Associate, who is also an alumna of Clinton Community College. Is Ann here? And we'll hold the applause till the end. Just remain standing, Ann, and thank you. Allison Rose from NYSERDA, Energy and Environmental Markets. Daniel Lance from GE Energy Renewable Global Training. Vicki Colello, NYSERDA Workforce Development Group. Greg Hart, who I introduced a moment ago. Greg, please stand again. Carolyn Casserly from Scala, the Business Development Manager there. Charlie Terlinsky, Horizon Wind, started with wind and now has moved to their solar division, but we're waiting for Charlie's successor to be announced in that regard. Is there anybody from the advisory committee that I missed that's here today? If so, I apologize. Looks like we got them all. Thank you all for helping this program. Without further ado, a slight change in the program, because we're delighted that two of our New York State legislators are here today. Let me take this opportunity to insert on our agenda opening remarks from Senator Betty Little and Assembly Member Janet Dupree. If you'd like to come and offer some greetings.
Thank you. It's really nice to be here as we announce this program, because this program is the result of a tremendous effort on the faculty, the board, the members of the community, and everyone involved in the business community as well to put this together. Clinton Community College is connected to the community, and as all community colleges are directed, they are to respond to the community needs. So seeing the community taking a direction, wind becoming something here in the North Country, this technology is needed, these programs were needed. Clinton Community College responded. And I thank John under your direction and everyone's direction who has worked so hard together. Especially, I'd like to recognize as well NYSERDA, because I think they are one of the finest organizations in the state in their response to the community and to the changing needs of our community. So thank you for all that you've done to help this program move forward. And congratulations to today's students, and certainly on behalf of all future students, we say thank you.
I echo what the Senator said. It's just great to be here on such a wonderful day and following the tremendous tradition at Clinton Community College when programs were designed to help Georgia Pacific and then Wyeth and now going on with wind towers and always responding to the needs of this community. The Plattsburgh Aeronautic Institute, we certainly can't forget that. I mean, they've been at the forefront. They will continue to be at the forefront. How fortunate we are to have this wonderful facility. It's a jewel in this community, and we're so proud of it. not only are they number one in bringing Wing Tower here, they certainly are number one in the view. And we're proud of this college, and we're proud of your participation and making us again at the top of the heap. Thank you. Congratulations, John.
Very kind of our legislators to name me when they say thank you, but I'd like the members of our faculty and staff, our administrative staff who are here today, please also stand. This program started long before I arrived here, and they certainly deserve a great deal of recognition. So President's Council, faculty, and staff, would you please stand? Now back to the written program, and the short biographies of each of our featured speakers today are on the written program. So in the interest of brevity, I will not read them aloud, but I hope you all have a copy. But it's my pleasure to introduce the first in the series of speakers on your program, who is Executive Vice President of the Plattsburgh North Country Chamber of Commerce. Thank you, Jody Parks, for being here today.
Good afternoon, everyone. The Chamber of Commerce is proud to work with Clinton Community College and our many partners in the region, because it's the power of partnership that moves our community forward. This program is an example of what can be done when we bring together the Department of Labor and the Workforce Investment Board of the North Country, the economic development agencies, the education facilities, and the business community. Strengthening the skills of the local workforce will help bring new jobs to the area, and it will help existing businesses remain competitive. Congratulations to everyone involved for bringing this high-tech program to Clinton Community College.
And Clinton is greatly indebted to the Chamber, who really was instrumental in helping us to get some of the startup funding for this program, so I hope you'll carry those words of thanks back to Gary Douglas as well. Speaking next on the program is the Executive Director of the County of Clinton Industrial Development Agency and the President of TDC, the Development Corporation, Adori Flynn Kurtz.
John asked me to come and talk to you a little bit about things that the County of Clinton Industrial Development Agency has been working on in the area of wind energy for a number of years. So I'm going to bring you up to date on the kinds of investments that we've seen here locally in Clinton County, and how I really think that Clinton Community College is going to be able to parlay this into really development, economic development for our community and jobs for our residents. Most people think of economic development as an announcement of a new company that's going to come to our region. But actually, economic development, as many of you know, has many different forms. Today, Clinton Community College has become an integral part of the economic development team response to the installation of large wind farms in our regions, just as it has always been a key player in other economic development projects, most recently with the Novabus project. Beginning in 2005, the County of Clinton IDA began discussions with Noble Environmental Power about the installation of 3 wind farms in Clinton County. Noble planned to invest, and these are the real numbers, $490,774,957 in Clinton County alone. Those 3 wind parks are now fully complete. But Noble at the time decided to do 2 other things. One was to put a maintenance facility for all of its North Country wind parks, those that are in Clinton County and outside, and also to establish its National Operations Center here in Plattsburgh. Pretty exciting stuff. So it wasn't just our wind, it was the kinds of people that we could attract and retain here. So we really are having, I think, the best outcome that we feel we could have. So not only was there significant investment in infrastructure, there was and the creation of full-time employment for virtually every construction worker here for a 2-year period. You don't want to have to try to get a hotel room during the construction of the Noble projects or eat in a restaurant without having to wait, because all those folks, all those hotel rooms were booked, all those restaurants were filled. that's exciting for a 2-year period, but now we have the opportunity for continuing local benefits for workers, landowners, and our taxing entities. All 3 Noble facilities, as I said, are now complete. And one of the things that we did somewhat quietly in this project, but I think it is an important thing to mention, is to bring together the company, Noble, and the taxing jurisdictions and come to an agreement about where the payment in lieu of taxes, at what level they will be paid, who will get them, and how we can share with the taxing entities the resources that Noble is bringing to the project. Just last year, in 2009, Noble paid $1.674 million in pilot agreements just for that 1 year. A second local project is Marble River. That's in the planning stage. It is now planning a 2011 project. That project will be $317,200,000 in size. The expectation is that Marble River will have the same pilot agreement as Noble, and therefore the taxing jurisdictions will be able to share in the benefits of those 2 projects. But Clinton Community College is doing probably the most important piece right now. Today, Clinton Community College is adding that critical piece to the work that has gone before. Now, our residents will be better able to be prepared for jobs in this industry, both at the operations center, at the maintenance facility, and in the construction. And we, as a community, will be able to further concentrate those kinds of jobs coming here because we will have a trained workforce. So congratulations to President Jablonski and to his predecessor, Fred Woodward, and to all the forward-looking folks who've been on the College Board of Trustees and the college staff. You've done good work. Thank you very much.
We had tried a couple of dates for this press conference and wound up landing on this date because we are fortunate to be able to have with us today the SUNY Vice Chancellor for Community Colleges. And for those that maybe don't speak academic speak the way the rest of us do, that's the highest ranking official in the State University of New York that oversees operations at community colleges. Please help me welcome Johanna Duncan-Poitier.
Thank you so much. Oh, good, I get the view and everything.
You might get the view, right? Sorry.
That's okay. That's the power of SUNY. It's wonderful to be here today. It really, really is. It's terrific to be here at Clinton Community College, period. But it is an exciting, exciting day to attend this launch. I will tell you, I have learned more about things I can't pronounce about the launch today. And, you know, everyone talks about the future. You hear about 2020 and the future, and we've got a plan. Well, you know what? The future is now, and it's happening right here at Clinton Community College. So all of you who had something to do with this launch and all the work leading up to it, I genuinely say thank you. President Jablonski asked me if I would speak a little bit about the power of SUNY and why we really believe that this is the heart of the power of SUNY. And the power of SUNY is really all of you. Some of you may know that Chancellor Nancy Zimpher launched SUNY's new strategic plan, and it was called the Power of SUNY. And it wasn't just a plan that a couple of folks sat in a room and wrote out, but rather there were 200 individuals representing all of our 64 campuses saying, this is what we need to do in SUNY. And the 4 areas, or 5 areas that we call our 6 big ideas, thank God I'm not a math major, include the entrepreneurial society, strengthening the education pipeline, a healthier New York, a vibrant community, and an energy-smart New York. One of the biggest ideas in terms of an energy-smart New York is really about our future and how the State University of New York can make the biggest contribution. The alarms have sounded again and again on the consequences of climate change and our overdependence on fossil fuels. The consequences for all of us, everyone in this room, including our families and the next generations ahead. Meanwhile, New York State's energy costs have escalated to 50% above the national average, a burden that makes our businesses far less competitive and places enormous financial strain on families and households. Smarter energy use is essential to a strong New York and to New York's future. And as the largest public higher ed system in the nation, and I will tell you, before I worked at SUNY, which for me is one of the greatest honors of my life, I didn't realize that State University of New York is in fact the largest, most comprehensive higher ed system in America. And what that means is that if we make a difference in energy, we have the ability, the capacity to make a footprint that's so large that it will really make a difference to our future. Since 2004, New York State's Energy Research and Development Authority, NYSERDA, thank you for your work, has partnered with several SUNY campuses to provide clean energy technology training, including solar water heating, small and large wind, geothermal, fuel cells, photovoltaic, I prefer to call it PV, installers, and wind technologies across the state. SUNY's 30 community colleges have unmatched power and capacity to respond to local industry needs, promote workforce development, and put New York on the map as an industry leader in green technology. I was speaking with President Jablonski earlier today, and as we talk about meeting local workforce needs, he pointed out that one of the things he said at his inauguration is that he's very proud that community is our middle name. And I will tell you, I am proud too, because this is where change begins. This is where we can make a difference for not only New York, but for our country and really the world. And Clinton Community College is at the cutting edge. As the first and only college in the Northeast to offer an associate's degree in wind energy and turbine technology, Clinton Community College is leading the way by providing students with an opportunity and exciting career paths. And thank you for being here, because you are our future. To innovative, high-demand field, environmental technology. Clinton Community College's new wind turbine trainers are state-of-the-art in that they provide for a versatile training lab for students with a hands-on approach to learning literally the nuts and bolts of wind turbines in the process for converting wind energy into electrical supply. As a result of the state-of-the-art wind energy and turbine technology degree program and top-notch faculty, graduates at Clinton Community College show up on the job day one, ready to work and lead in the greening of our state and our nation. I'd like to congratulate President Jablonski and the faculty, the administration, the trustees, and the students on this amazing accomplishment. I also wanted to go through the list of other individuals who behind the scenes have really been supportive and have made a difference. I'm going to refrain from doing so because I think the thank yous were very, very complete this just shortly before, to Congressman Bill Owens, to Senator Little, who I've worked with for many years, to our assemblymen, to our trustees, to our students and our faculty and our friends at NYSERDA. But I will say something generally. You are the power of SUNY. The SUNY is nothing but a name without all of you behind it. And I will tell you, in the years to come, I know that we will look back and we will say, remember that day at Clinton Community College when the leaves were turning and we talked about the exciting launch of this technology, and look how far we've come. We will have come a long way because it happened here at Clinton Community College. And I'm so proud of all of you and so grateful to be a partner with you. So thank you and good luck.
Thank you, Johanna. We have certainly a great ally and advocate in Albany for community colleges. We appreciate you being here today. Next on our agenda is the project manager for workforce training initiatives from NYSERDA, Adele Ferranti. Adele, thank you for all your support.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It is very exciting to be here today. I'm Adele Ferranti, Program Manager at NYSERDA, New York State Energy Research and Development Authority. And I've been working on workforce training initiatives at NYSERDA since 2002. And I remember my first meeting with community colleges and BOCES to talk to them about green career training and workforce training. We had our first $1 million, and in 2002 we could not give the $1 million away. We started to get a little bit more excitement in 2003 where we launched some of our first training programs. And I'm proud to say Clinton has been one of our early partners. I remember meeting Janice many years ago to talk about workforce training, and it's very exciting. This is really a key piece of our workforce training initiative at NYSERDA, Clinton Community College, and the work you're doing here. We're really happy today to join you in the unveiling of your new technology, this training technology that really will be critical for hands-on training for wind technicians. I'd like to thank President Jablonski and the faculty here for really being an integral part of our team. We view it as a team. We're working with about 30, 40 institutions across the state today, and probably by the end of the year another 12, 15 will join the team. New York State has set some very ambitious goals to become more energy efficient and use cleaner, renewable energy. This policy is known as the 45 by 15 policy. It's good for our energy security, good for our economy, as it will create clean energy jobs for the future. And 45 by 15 is really our efforts to reduce our energy consumption by 45% using renewable energy technology and energy efficiency by the year 2015. To fuel our growing clean energy economy, we must have a well-trained, highly skilled workforce to design, install, service, operate, maintain not only renewable energy systems, but energy efficient technologies. This technology unveiled today here is really going to contribute. As we said, hands-on training is critical to training the workforce. It's one thing to have the classroom training, but the hands-on skills is one of the gaps we've seen in the training so far, and I think this is going to be a real critical component for Clinton Community College. As I mentioned, this is not the only place you'll find clean energy or renewable energy training here in New York State. We do have about 30, 40 partners. We've spent about $10, $15 million to date. We have a total portfolio of about $34 million. That is combined with cost share or co-funding from schools such as Clinton. And I bet our portfolio is well over $50 million in clean energy and energy efficiency training right now. And it ranges from a one-week class, a certificate program. We hear today about a great associate's degree program. And we even have some four-year programs with Bronx Community College. At these centers, we're really seeing courses in building science, energy efficiency. We've heard about solar photovoltaics, large and small wind, geothermal, and we really are keeping our eye on the next round of advanced technologies that really come into play here in New York to help contribute to our energy efficiency and renewable energy goals. The participants in these training programs are really being taught the basic fundamental skills to develop these services in a very effective manner in a way that these technologies will deliver the energy savings that we're all expecting. As we move forward in the innovation economy, NYSERDA and our partners are committed to developing a highly trained workforce that can help achieve the greatest amount of energy savings from energy efficiency and from the production of renewable energy systems. I want to again congratulate the team here. This has been a great program. We're really proud to be a partner. Vicki Colello is the project manager for my team. She couldn't be here today. So again, I want to thank you and thanks for the opportunity to speak.
And thank you for allowing us to have several speakers come up here and set the stage for the moment you've all been waiting for. The point of those speeches is what we're announcing today is part of the Chamber's business and what we're doing in the regional economy. It's part of the development corporation's mission to strengthen and develop our local economy. It's part of the power of SUNY and the State University of New York. It's part of NYSERDA and the vision for cleaner, renewable energy here in New York State. And it's part of even a broader picture than that in our country and in our world. But the focus of our presentation today is really about this state-of-the-art, first of its kind anywhere, piece of training equipment that we're happy to unveil today. And helping in that part of our program today, it gives me great pleasure to introduce Scott Buffett, Associate Professor for Wind Energy and Turbine Technology, Mark Buckley, who's a member of our adjunct faculty, who was instrumental in helping to procure this equipment, and Tom Sprague from the company that develops this equipment, New York's representative for Amatrol Allegheny Education Systems. So in any order that you prefer, Scott, Mark, and Tom, please come forward and show us what this piece of equipment means for us, our students, our state, and our world. Thank you, Scott.
I'd like to start off with an introduction of the piece of equipment itself. So this is our wind turbine learning system. As you can see from the PowerPoint, there's a picture of it. And the turbine system, it's made to replicate everything that's in a full-size commercial wind turbine unit. So the picture on the left, we can see we have the nacelle, we have the generator, the turbine control unit, and you can see on our training system we have the same thing. So what I'd like to do is just show you the comparison of what's actually in the trainer. So our trainer here, we have the turbine control unit, gear assemblies, yaw brakes, parking brakes, rotor locks, turbine control software. We have wind simulation, cable twist, anemometers, hydraulics. So you can see there's a lot of subsystems in these turbines. The picture we're looking at right here is, this right here is from an actual turbine control unit. The turbine trainer was modeled after a clipper unit, so it has some of the same components. Here's the hydraulics from an actual turbine, and here's the hydraulics on our trainer. We have an anemometer, which is going to give us our readings for speed and direction. We have a yaw system, so many of you might have seen the turbines run. In order to catch the best wind, they have to turn to face the wind. So this is what our yaw system is doing. We have sensors because we have to keep track of where the turbine is. An over-twist box that keeps the turbine from going too far and twisting up all the cables inside. So, with that being said, I'd like to look at the trainer itself. Let me switch this to software so you can see the trainer. So when a technician goes into the turbine, they're going to go to the computer, and what you're going to see here is all the information they're going to have to look at when they're inside the turbine. So all these right here are digital inputs. It's showing information that the system's keeping. Our digital outputs allow us to control manually. We can control it if we put it in manual mode, or we can run it in automatic mode. So right now I have it running in automatic mode. This right here is our fan for our wind direction, so it simulates our wind direction. And the piece of equipment across from it is our anemometer, which now is sensing the wind direction. Oh, should be. Hopefully it'll stay in the same place. So the anemometer read the wind direction. Now the turbine is yawing to face into the wind. So it has to maintain that direction for 2 minutes. And it also has to maintain a certain wind speed, so that's what it's waiting for now. So you can hear the hydraulics kick in, the brakes releasing, go into a partial brake, puts a little pressure on the brake to keep it from spinning too fast, and now it's facing itself into the wind. We have sensors here, you might be able to see them flashing. They're counting the teeth on the gear. The bottom sensor is counting how many revolutions it's gone. It doesn't seem to want to stop today. I got that. It's doing an untwist. You got access. So you can see up in the corner it says current fault. So what happened is we talked about the cable untwist, this box right here. Sorry, it's on. In the PowerPoint, it twisted around too many times, so the turbine control unit gave it the message to untwist itself. So that's what it's doing now. Well, it's going to take a little while to untwist, but as you can see, this is the software that that turbine technicians will be dealing with, or similar, because like I said, it's modeled after a clipper unit. So we have raw data, we have different tabs, generator control unit, a pitch control unit, snapshot, our parameters, so our settings of what it should be set at. And then we have a fault screen. So you can see it emulates everything that we're seeing in a turbine. Another thing I wanted to talk about quickly is there's more to this than just the equipment. The other part of what we got with Amatrol is working with e-learning. So the students can go on to the e-learning sites and they can watch these demonstrations.
Describe the functions of the major wind turbine control subsystems. Utility-scale wind turbines are a combination of electromechanical, electrofluid power, and control subsystems. It is the coordinated operation of these subsystems that turns a motionless turbine into a wind-driven power plant. The major subsystems of a wind turbine include the following: turbine control unit, pitch control system, hydraulic power unit, yaw drive system, yaw brakes, drivetrain, parking brake and rotor lock, generator system permanent magnet, and generator system doubly fed inductive generator, or DFIG.
So each one of the students gets an account with these, and they can go through and click on each system, and when they're done, they can go through and they do tests and self-reviews, and I won't make you sit through all of them. But what we also have are skills. So they go into their skills.
Use HMI software to monitor wind turbine operation. In this procedure, you will first familiarize yourself with the 950 TNC1 turbine nacelle workstation and some of its major components. You will then configure and connect a laptop computer to the turbine, navigate the software, and then use the software to monitor various system inputs and outputs.
So then they would get to this page and they'd have step-by-step lab instructions to follow, walking them through how to operate the turbine, the subsystems of the turbine, and then when they're finished, they have to take a little test.
You must
So I won't make you take the test, but if they get them all wrong, this is what they end up with. So that's an overview of the system. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them afterward. Thank you.
You know, it occurs to me, and as we were talking about this piece of equipment and what it does for our students, what it does for the program, twisting up the cables 300 feet off the ground in one of these school bus-sized in-service wind turbines makes a lot of people unhappy. So we can do those kinds of fault simulations here. We can do those kinds of break-fix scenarios, change parameters, and so on that just are impractical to do with a turbine that's of this scale and in service. So as Scott said, if some of you would like to see a further demonstration after we adjourn for refreshments, I'm sure Tom and Mark and Scott would be happy to walk you through some more of those types of demonstrations and lessons. We had intended originally that this would be sort of the close of the program, but in the time that it took us to organize this program, we received another bit of very, very good news, and I'm very pleased that on short notice, our Congressman Bill Owens from the 23rd Congressional District is able to join us to help make yet another happy announcement about a big leap forward, thanks to his help and support at the federal level. Thank you, Congressman.
When I was invited to speak here, I was thinking with Jan and Betty and Bernie in the audience, we have a conversation about wind and a conversation about politicians. I was a little bit concerned. I've been associated with Clinton Community College for about 20 years. Before going to Congress, I represented the college as its counsel for quite a number of years, so I have a long history here. And I again see Clinton Community leading the way in a very practical fashion to meet the needs of the community and of business. I think that speaks volumes about the Board of Trustees and about the leadership of the institution. The grant which we were able to secure is part of the Community Trade Adjustment Act, and it permits or invites investment in communities to purchase equipment and to train our residents to meet the needs of what we believe is going to be a huge green energy system throughout the North Country, of which wind energy represents one of the key elements. When you look at a piece of equipment like this, I myself marvel. Steve mentioned to me before when I walked in that when he looked at it, what he saw was a large martini maker. And given my level of sophistication with heavy equipment, I draw maybe the same conclusion. These are the kinds of grants, I think, that allow institutions like this to grow, to prosper, and to more importantly, serve their communities and make advances for the business community, which are extremely important to the ongoing development of our labor force. As you look around the room, you see a collection of business, the Development Corporation, the Chamber of— government officials, academics, and the community working together to create jobs for the region and to push the region forward. So we're all working collectively for our mutual benefit. Thank you very much.
The Community Trade Adjustment Act funding that was just secured that the Congressman spoke about will lead us to be able to purchase yet another generation of production level equipment that we'll have at Clinton Community College, and perhaps you'll all come back when we install that equipment later on in the year. That concludes our formal press conference and program today. Our faculty and Tom Sprague from Amatral Allegheny Education Systems will be around to answer questions and conduct demonstrations, but all of you are invited to adjourn to the atrium next door where we have refreshments and an opportunity to mix and mingle a little bit more. Thank you all for coming. Thank you for helping to support Clinton Community College.